Okay. So you got your tongue depressor. You're going to go ahead and have the patient open their mouth. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is go ahead and inspect the bag and say, ah. Okay. And you're looking for the rise of the soft palate. At the same point, you're looking for any lesions. You're looking for any problems in the mouth. You're going to go ahead and say, while you're in here, you would verbalize that you would be testing for gag reflex. I'm not going to actually test for gag reflex. It's kind of annoying, but that's your vagus nerve. Okay. The other thing you can do is go ahead and stick your tongue to the left, right, up, down, out, wiggle it. Okay. Now open your mouth up. Okay. Go ahead and push the. Okay. See. So now I'm assessing for strength of the tongue. Okay. Push against. Good. And that's pretty much all you're looking for. So that's hypoglossal, that's glossopharyngeal, and that's vagus. Now the other thing is I've been talking to the patient this whole time. One of the other parts of the hypoglossal is being able to talk to the patient because they're utilizing the tongue, manipulating their tongue for speech and everything else. So the last cranial nerve that I'm going to test for is cranial nerve 11, and that is your accessory and spinal. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm looking for symmetry of the trapezius, looking for any droop, any atrophy of the muscles, and I'm also looking at the sternocleidomastoid on both sides, making sure that there's no atrophy, no one side's real big, one side's real small, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hands on the patient's shoulders and say, go ahead and flex up your shoulders for me, and I'm looking for that good equal strength with the trapezius. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, put my hand on the side of the patient's face, and I just want you to turn your head into my hand. Okay. I'm looking for that good strength one way, looking for the muscles. Okay. Good. I don't have more or less strength on one side or the other. So that's all with cranial nerves. Okay. The next part is you're going to be testing for cerebellar and basically equilibrium, balance, and proprioception. So with the patient seated, you just talk to them and say, I'm going to have you perform a test now, and there's multiple ways you can do this. The first way, the easiest way, is it's the patty cake test. Okay, so you're looking for rapid alternating rhythmic movements of each hand. So I want you to go ahead and just do what I'm going to do, okay? So back side of your hand to the front side of your hand, back and forth as fast as you can, hitting both sides, okay? So go ahead. Good. Okay, now switch hands and do the same thing. Good. Are you right or left-handed? Right. Okay, obviously the hand that they're dominant with is going to be faster, okay? The other test you can do is just I want you to take, and each one of your fingers I want you to touch to your thumb and just go back and forth as fast as you can. Okay, good. And you're just looking for any difficulty, any hesitation, any issues doing rapid rhythmic movements. Okay? Now the next thing I'm going to be testing for is accuracy with the proprioception. So it's just like you're doing a field sobriety test. You just have the patient close their eyes. I want you to stick your arms out to the side, and I want you to take your finger and bring it to your nose, and then back out. Good? With the other arm? Good. And you haven't closed their eyes for this because it's testing that proprioception, that knowing where things are without actually seeing them and being accurate. So you're looking for smoothness in the movement, you're looking for the speed, and you're not looking for the hesitation or the missing the mark altogether. Okay? The other one you can do is if you go ahead and have the patient touch their nose, and then you have your finger up here. So I want you to touch your nose to my finger, and then back to your nose. And then wherever you move your finger, they should be able to keep doing it accurately. Okay? Same type of test. Okay, after that, you're going to have the patient stand up because you're going to be testing for balance and equilibrium. So the first part of this is going to be the Romberg's test. And basically you just have the patient stand upright, heels together, and arms at their sides, and then you're just going to have them close their eyes. And you want to be next to them because if someone's positive for Romberg's, they're going to sway and they're going to lose their balance and they can potentially fall over, which would be a positive Romberg sign. Okay? So you're just going to observe them for about 15 to 30 seconds. Okay? It looks good. So the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, I'm just going to bump you a little bit. I just want you to maintain your balance, all right? So you just go ahead and bump them. Good. Good. And then give them a chance to reset themselves, all right? Good. You can open your eyes up now. All right, now the next thing I want you to do is I want you to stand on one foot for me. Okay, about 5 seconds. All right, good. Can you do the other foot for me? Okay, good. And then lastly, I just want you to go ahead and stand on one foot and jump up and down. Okay, good. You don't have to worry about the other foot, but you do that both sides. All right, so that's all balance and equilibrium. And the next test is just going to be testing normal gait, okay? So from this side of the room here, I just want you to walk to this side here. And me as the examiner, I'm just going to be looking for normal movement and gait, normal heel strike, push off, weight transfer. Everything looks normal. He's not favoring one side. He's not limping, not dragging one side. The next part I want you to do is, without looking at your feet, just look straight ahead. I just want you to walk heel to toe to that. And you're just doing the same thing, making sure the patient can accomplish the action, not falling, not having any issues doing it. Good to go. All right, cool. All right, you can have a seat. All right, so that was cerebellar function and proprioception. The next part we're going to do is we're delving into sensory, okay? So the sensory is broken into two parts. There's primary and there's cortical. So primary sensory is there's 6 parts to primary sensation, all right? So the first thing we're going to be testing for is superficial touch sensation. And this handy dandy little, this reflex hammer comes with a little light touch sensation. So you just have the patient close their eyes and you just say, okay, I just want you to tell me when you feel it and where you feel the light touch, okay? So, okay, good. 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 Now you're going to do, because we're going to be in PT gear obviously, you're going to do it distally, arms, legs, okay? So that's superficial touch. The next is going to be superficial pain. So superficial pain is going to be accomplished by doing sharp and dull sensation. Easiest way to do that, this comes with a nice little sharp thing, but you can take a tongue depressor, break it in half, and the sharp end, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to touch you distally. You can, after I explain this, you can close your eyes. This is going to be a dull sensation, and this is going to be a sharp sensation, okay? So you just tell me which one it is, sharp or dull, all right? Sharp. Good. Dull. Good. Sharp. Good. Dull. Good. And then again, you're going to do 4 locations, all the appendages at distal location, okay? The next part we're going to do is, now, you're going to basically verbalize it, but it would be a temperature. So something that's warm, something that's cold, doing the same thing and having the patient tell you, is that cold or is that warm? And they'll say hot, cold, hot, cold. I don't have anything to do that right now, but, and you would only perform that if their superficial touch and superficial pain weren't, they were having some issues or weren't intact, correct. So the next part is deep pressure sensation, which you would do if they couldn't tell the difference between hot and cold. So there's 3 areas of the body where you would do that deep pressure sensation, and basically you have the patient close their eyes, and it's either at the bicep area, and you would just say, do you feel this? Do you feel me grabbing there, or what do you feel? I feel you grabbing my arm, feel you grabbing my shoulder, and then down here, I feel you grabbing my calf. Those are the 3 areas. That deep pressure sensation that you're trying to elicit. Okay, next is vibration. So you get yourself a low megahertz tuning fork, and what you're going to do is you're going to tell the patient, okay, I'm going to be touching something to your elbows, your wrist, your down on your ankle. Okay, obviously I would your shoes off at this point, but this is going to be it's on a bony prominence is where you're going to want to do it. Okay, that's why it's always at the joints. So you go ahead and you tell the patient, just tell me the sensation that you feel. Okay, and
vibration.
Good.
No vibration.
Right. So I like to go back and forth. That way I can tell the patient isn't faking it. You know. All right. And then the last part of primary sensation is joint positioning. So you're going to go ahead and take the thumbs and the big toes, and what you're going to do is, the patient close their eyes. You're going to hold the hand, and you're just going to go ahead and close your eyes. Basically, I'm going to move your thumb, and then you just tell me once I stop if its thumb is either up or down, okay? It's going to be the same thing with the big toes. So you go ahead and you manipulate it a couple times.
Down.
Good. And then you would do that with both hands, both feet, okay? Now the last part, or the second part of sensation is cortical sensation. So there's 5 aspects to cortical sensation.